Onwards. 44th place, AWD 42, AD 2101. Score 28.4, 28, 29, 19, 39, 27. 1 energy element and 2 noble nickels. Just going to pause here for this music, just to let this sink in. This is, yeah, that's some awesome music, by the way. Definite plus points for that. I am loving this track. Okay, Yoku blocks, timing out slides. I think we can get across in one go, good. How far? Whoa, across do you go? Not all the way, I don't think yet. He wants that bolt. And you're probably going to go for the enemies first though, aren't you? So, yeah, you're probably never not going to go for that bloody enemy, are you? Good. That's all I wanted. Thank you. Oh, the quick man lasers. Okay, that was lucky. No nickel for me. Yay! I mean, that would have been a fairly easy one to get had I missed it. I would have just obviously fallen down this pit and then, yeah, could have easily got that back. So, no real problem there. Okay, and we're messing around with gravity flippers. Okay, interesting. No one. I hate these freaking tigers, man. And now I'm like always nervous. Whenever I see one, it's like, okay, that can't be, yeah, that can't be the only one. So I'm now like gonna, you know, keep charging up. Oh, okay, are we gonna have something like a Mega Man 9 copy gimmick or anything? No. Okay. And hello, Reverse Quickman. Oh. Okay, it's not an insta-kill, that's nice. That's very generous. Not going to complain in the slightest. That was a fun area, like that. I'm sort of picking up on a theme here about using quite a lot of gimmicks to the point where maybe you probably could end up chucking too many in here all at once, but let's just run with it for the moment. Okay, this enemy from Mega Man 6, or mid-boss, sorry. Which is usually very, very easy. Not sure where I should be going here. Probably up there. Oh, good, it spawns back. Okay, well I can't not read that, can I? Message from Dr. Light. Sometimes one is only able to proceed by testing the boundaries of their current predicament. And I could actually have a bit of a problem here now, unless I can scroll the platforms back. Okay, good. Okay, that was fun. I feel we've very much got like a plug man kind of aesthetic as being kind of our main kind of gimmick. And we're at the boss. Cats, how are you, gentlemen? All your base belong to us. What do you say? I belong to no one. Base? How? Where? I stole Dr. Light's intercom. You have no chance to survive. Make your time. Take off every treble. Move treble. I don't think he's coming. I gotta go find treble. Good luck, dude. I mean, you know what you're doing. Fight, Mega Man. For great justice. Okay, so from memory, Cats is just a bit of a kind of a glorified Pharaoh Man, if you will. So, yeah, his fight should look, or what he's doing here should look very kind of similar, you know, to what Pharaoh would do. So he likes to bound around the room, shoot out, and obviously shooting out different projectiles and such like that. Looks like he's got a rolling cutter. But yeah, he spends a lot. Yeah, and some sort of other projectile, but yeah, he also likes to just charges up and then fires a fire blast at you. But yeah, it's pretty much looks like a Ferroman kind of reskin, altered a little bit. Yeah, it's a Ferroman fight basically. But that was a super neat level. I really like that. The music was awesome. I've got to pay homage to that again. That music was absolutely kick-ass. That's the best I've heard probably in a stage that we've had so far in this game. It was a really nice level. I feel like there was probably, I don't know, maybe it could have made more use of. Could have again maybe picked one gimmick and stuck to it more than using a lot of them all over again. It felt like, some of the gimmicks are really, really nice, and it felt like the sections probably just ended too soon without really sort of kind of getting into them. It was kind of like one gimmick and then, okay, that was really neat, but then, oh, different gimmick, blah, 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 blah. But no, overall, really nice, really like that level, actually. Feels like it probably, feels like, I'm not quite sure why it was this low, actually, but maybe obviously the levels coming up are going to be, substantially better, no, I really enjoyed that level. I haven't got too many things to say about the boss. Ultimately, it's just glorified Ferroman. I think my only criticism on that would be maybe it felt a bit disappointing to sort of get a gimmick that was actually kind of introduced quite nicely, and then sort of for it never to appear again. It was like just one screen where it appeared, and then move on to another one. So I didn't really feel like maybe the level had much focus. Maybe that's what the judges perhaps kind of marked it down for. But no, overall, really, really nice. It's an unfocused string of ideas kind of level. There's no real theme to anything, and there's basically no difficulty curve. It's just setups that exist. I do like some of the setups, like how the mouse ball interacts with the Yoku blocks in the beginning, and the sliding on the spin platform setup right near the end, but the rest just feels there. Quick laser drops just the one from Quickman stage, but slightly tweaked, but I will admit I found it really funny how you made the second one be in reverse grab for no reason. The boss is pretty dumb because it's a pretty blatant edit of Ferroman, but more annoying because he deals more damage and shoots more projectiles. Though the dialogue before the fight was pretty funny, but it's just really a messy, unfocused level overall. Also, memes. That was a weird level, but it was kind of fun. It was like a mashup of Plugman and Quickman stages with elements from others thrown in. I appreciate how the force beam section had enough of a delay that the player could react without having to memorise the level. I like the use of the Yoku blocks, but the last puzzle was really hard compared to the rest of the level. The boss was cool, but it felt like its hitbox wasn't big enough. All of my shots seemed to go through its head. This level is kind of all over the place, with the only really occurring theme being the quick lasers. I hadn't recognised the second as such, causing a death the first time I arrived there. Upon closer inspection, it turns out that section is just upside down Quickman stage, so yeah. Despite its lack of direction, the stage still was fun, with some neat chambers scattered throughout. I'm not the biggest fan of the dialogue at the end, finding it more distracting and awkward than funny, but there's also a somewhat broken landing in the first checkpoint. I wonder what happened there. Okay, not sure what that was about, but no. I really like what the author did here. The Quickman section were used in a creative way, and I like the other ideas here. However, the boss is just a lazy clone of Ferroman. Or Pharaoh Man. Anyway, moving along, the level design is fairly solid with fair enemy and obstacle placement. However, the stages isn't super interesting. Regardless, it was definitely a fun level. Zero Wing and Mega Man. Who'd have thunk it? Did you go on an archaeological dig to get this meme, buddy? This stage is pretty solid overall, but some of it is questionable. Namely, why did you just straight up copy the layout of Quickman? Didn't you think we would notice? You're supposed to submit your own work. Copy paste aside, the newest section of this stage aren't half bad. I just wish there were more of those rather than the filler. I have very few complaints about the rest of the stage. The combination of the gravity flip and concrete platforms is actually really rather neat. The level should have straight up had more of this kind of thing. Graphically, there's some major weirdness going on. Zero Wing, 16-bit shooter and Mega Man do not work well together. Finally, there's your boss. Pharaoh Cats is a snippy concept, but not quite sharp enough in execution. He needs some more modifications than he currently has to be a fun fight. Randomly throwing rolling cutters doesn't really cut it. And he's not the sort of character who tries to make paper dolls out of Mega Man anyway, so this battle isn't quite the cutting edge that Cats as a character deserves. I know he wasn't exactly a cutter like the rest in his source game, but surely the meme lord status of this guy should have meant going out all on the boss. And I was really hoping the battle would have been of sheer delight rather than the blunted edge that it currently is. Okay. Are we going... I assume we're going here first. Someone from Mega Man V. Neptune, Uranus... Neptune. I'm the only star droid in an arcade full of Robot Masters. Makes me feel like a fish out of water. 43rd place, Corey Blue, Starman Recreation. Score 28.6. 26, 22, 32, 32, 31. 1 energy element and 5 noble nickels. Let's go, and we'll check to the left, as is customary now. Of course, it wasn't obvious on the level. We've got a homage, if you will, to Starman stage, which I think is somewhat underappreciated, if I do say so myself. That was nearly sheep. And I'm hoping all the noble nickels are in obvious places like that. That would be nice. Yeah, now I feel like Mega Man 5 overall is actually really underrated, but I think Starman stage is somewhat underrated. I mean, yeah, I don't think it's not phenomenal, but, you know, I don't think it's a boring level per se. Yeah, not much to say at the moment. I don't fancy that. That's too high, I think. That's still too high, I think. Well, maybe not. That's perfect. Maybe the other ones would have been fine as well. And that was, oh, funnily enough, that one actually didn't really look too differently placed to me anyway. So yeah, maybe the other ones would have been fine, but no, wasn't taking the risk. Okay, so we've got Starman mixed with Galaxy Man. I guess that sort of makes sense with the gravity kind of themes going on here. Maybe we'll have some sort of Gravity Man. I can't remember off the top of my head actually, but we'll probably have some sort of Gravity Man kind of gimmick in place somewhere along the line. Oh yes, this noble nickel. Have to be careful here. Have to be very careful here. This one is very, very easy to clip into that top gravity well or whatever it is before you actually touch the noble nickel. In which case you have to get it. You have to restart the stage or whatever to get it again because you can't go back. So yeah, I'm glad I picked that up. It's not obviously the most difficult one to get, but yeah, it's a bit annoying that one that you can't. If you miss it, you miss it. You can't. The way the gravity warping works, you're pretty much stuffed in the sense that you can't actually get it again. But anyway, I got it, so no worries. Just to make sure we don't go in that warp this time. And I'm pleased at least that all the noble nickels seem to be fairly out in the open. Have I actually taken any damage in this stage yet? I'm not sure. I can't remember doing so. If that's the case, this will be nice. Weird Starman up there, and I don't need the M-Tank, so we'll just we'll drop down, thank you. I'm not quite sure what those things are actually going to do, so whether they're going to warp the gravity or send me back or something. So I'm just going to use super arrow to get over that. I'm conscious that there's one more noble nickel I need, and actually, if memory serves, like this might be a bit of the trouble to get through no damage. We'll see. I could be surprised by... Yeah, I think I'm going to get surprised by a crystal at some point in time. I have no idea where they are. Okay. Yeah, this is not going to be good, is it? Definitely going to get rid of that first off. Wow! Okay, if there's an enemy that's... I saw the remnants of a noble nickel there as well, so I'm going to need something to get that anyway. But if that thing's going to start firing at me, then, yeah. Not playing around with that, thank you. Probably shouldn't have come off that then. I probably should have just stayed on the damn thing, but... Yeah, okay, that's kind of mean there. That. I sort of timed out the crystal and just got whacked by the bloody... Hey! Excuse me? That is not on. That's not fair. What the hell? 964 bolts. I'm almost at my 1,000. If I'm coming actually to the end of the tier, I'm slightly disappointed. I might muck around with... I don't know. I can't remember if there's another level to come, but yeah, there's no boss. Fine. Yeah, I'm not going to get a chance to get those extra bolts I need, so I might muck around with the jewel, go back to tier 3 and muck around with the jewel and just get my extra, what was it, 30 odd bolts I needed, was it? 36 bolts, and get my Scrooge McDuck achievement for getting 1,000 bolts. But anyway, that was going really well with the no damage up until those final few screens, after which the projectile chucking enemies just started to become really obnoxious, including ones to off screen. What the hell's that about? That was just not fair at all. I mean, admittedly, I got hit before then, but seriously, if that had been the first hit I'd have got in that stage, I would be livid, because I would have got through that no damage, because the other enemy would have just been no problem. That was literally it. But anyway, I feel like that one actually could be a fairly good candidate for a no damage run. Just have to be careful about the on those sets of final screens. Just rush it right from the beginning and don't even bother trying to do anything with the crystals, and then watch out for the friggin' enemy that shoots from behind. But no, I actually feel like it's a pretty decent candidate level for actually doing no damage run. But anyway, having said that, I think Starman sort of, again, and Mega Man 5 as a whole sort of gets labelled as pretty boring, pretty so-so. I can't say there was anything that felt too earth-shattering in that one. It was fairly timid. I like how it sort of tried to use, Galaxy Man's kind of side thing. No kind of Gravity Man stuff, which I think would have been another interesting thing you could have thrown into the mix there along with Starman. But yeah, no, for all my sort of saying that Starman's level wasn't boring, I don't want to say I found that boring, but I found that sort of less, or more so than Starman stage, funnily enough. So yeah, it was fine. It functioned, although it functioned pretty well. So I'm a bit annoyed about the cheap hits, and I think probably one of the things some of the cheap hits with the crystals. I mean, I didn't get hit by the crystals, but they could be, I don't know, better telegraphed or something like that, maybe. But yeah, other than maybe the final stretch, which sort of seemed to spam enemies and just had a massive step up in difficulty compared to the rest of the stage, it's fine enough. Just actually, fun enough, for all my saying I didn't find Starman's level boring, or indeed Mega Man 5 as a whole boring and so-so, I probably found that level less interesting than the original Starman stage, which is interesting. But no, it was certainly fun. Extremely inoffensive, and that's probably all it has going for it. The level just exists. There's nothing I hate about it, but there isn't anything I really like about it either. The Galaxy Man Portal section is probably the best part about it, but that's really only because it's the closest to really doing something. The way to get the third Noble Nickel is kind of clever. Other than that, it just exists. There's Mega Man 5 enemies, the occasional fan fiend, the occasional crystal spawner, and that's really it. This is one of those levels that didn't do much of anything apart from existing. There's nothing else to really say about it. Some interesting ideas here, but I feel like their execution could use some work. I found myself having a lot of trouble with the enemy placements, in some places taking hits across the screen, and in other places walking through somewhat empty areas. The way the falling crystals are introduced is something I don't like, since many players will take a hit from the first one if they don't know what's coming. I like the use of teleporters. Inverting the gravity is a clever idea, and I wish you would have done more with it. Overall, I found this level to be rather engaging, though it lacks balance and needs some more direction in order to truly stand out. I'll be honest, for a Starman Recreation, I was expecting a total rip-off of Starman stage, but I was fairly impressed by the original stage layout. Putting that aside, there was nothing particularly amazing about this level. The level design is okay, with some parts of the level requiring waiting for an enemy to lower its defence, and a few places where the Noble Nickel is placed in an inconvenient spot. Other than that, there's just nothing to say, to be honest. I was a bit confused by the first few rooms and my lack of scrolling. I was expecting a repeat of Midnight Snow from Mag Mammal 1. Thankfully, this level was not that. Decent level overall and good use of the Galaxy Man teleporters. Use of Crystal Man's gimmicks and enemies are a little odd though. The stage looks and sounds boring and not helped by the tiling being a more generic version of Starman's original level, and a remix of Starman's theme would have served you better than straight up using the original. Some of the later screens have really stupid enemy placement. There is one jump in particular that is infuriating, involving a Crystal Man crystal. That's a redundant name if I've ever heard one. And a toss machine. This jump is ridiculous. There are other random difficulty spikes throughout the stage too, mostly involving spikes, funnily enough. The level nickel placement was pretty well handled, although the second one is a little on the hard side to survive. As good as the Galaxy Man teleporters are, I feel more could have been done to gel everything together and give a nice final climactic room to the level with the gimmicks mixed together. This level ends on a bit of a low note, really, which is a shame because the rest is fine. The boss corridor and no proper boss or climax doesn't help. It's a shame when signature Rebel Masters don't show up to their own levels. Yeah, I guess I forgot to mention something about that. Obviously, again, disappointing not to have a boss at the end, so I think that would have obviously helped with the rating, helped with the score, and helped overall with the enjoyment. But yeah, it was all right. Rainbow Man from Mega Man Unlimited. Everything here is so pretty and flashy, especially you, Mega Man. Okay. And indeed, we are pretty much done. That was the final level of Tier 5, so we just had the boss left. Sparkman, who is not the boss. A guy wearing weird clothes went into this teleporter. Is he part of some cult? Don't know. Info box 1200. Tier 5 boss. And oh boy, this one is something else. Acolyte Joe, by the name of the Flashing Brian. We, the Underdwellers, call upon you, our Lord, to bless us with your bounty of... Is that Mega Man? Oh no! I just said that mid-incantation. Lord Elewufru will come into this world full of hate and anger. Run! I'll give this boss credit from the music point of view. I really like the music in this boss. As for the boss itself, tends to go one of two ways for me. Either I tend to have a really good time on it, or an absolutely sucky time on it. Basically, unless you could, in case you couldn't tell, Elewufru, so Elecman, Woodman, Frostman. So first off, it takes on the form of a Lekman, if you will, and sends out a lot of the I got my hit in. It sends out the thunder beams at various points in time. Second up, he's taking the form of Woodman, so he's got obviously his leaf shield, which he then sort of sends round. I do find that the circling leaf shield to be really freaking annoying at times, I must admit. It's probably one of the things I find the most difficult to dodge. In between sort of transforming between doing attacks from Elecman, Woodman and Frostman, and this is his Frostman one, so he sends this icicle down to the ground, and I'm going to die. I would like to try and do this boss, without using E-tanks and such like that, but having said that, he is kind of hard. I'm not having the best of times at the moment. I got hit way too many times probably at the beginning, also to Elecman and Woodman, but you also can't hit him with like a bloody with a charged Mega Buster shot just normally. He's just slightly too bloody high for the sodding shot to connect, which is really annoying. And I was doing well there in the second half, and I might have one more charge shot there might have actually got him, but oh well. I don't think we've actually got to sit through the introduction again this time. No, we haven't. It's nice sliding that went on there, but he's like, wow. I might as well. Frankly, I'm actually contemplating whether to just sort of give up this fight and try again, because that was an absolutely appalling start. Well, I have sort of pulled it back a little bit, I think, there. But good grief, what an absolutely atrocious start that was. He sort of seems to have, as I sort of mentioned, maybe these kind of... one attack here he can do with the skulls. The other one is he can shoot out sort of what looks like extra lives. The other one is he can shoot out some sort of like death containers on the ground, which when you shoot them split apart into pellet shots. So there are some of them are easier to dodge than others. Let me just put it that way. I'm doing a much better job this time. I also seem to be actually getting shots in between the leaf shield, which is also really nice. Yeah, I should get him this time. But he seems to do this sort of one after sort of going from Electrowood to Frost at random. I'm not quite sure if there is a a rhyme or a reason to what order he does the moves in there, but he's not so bad when you get the hang of him. But as obviously it's been an awful while since I played this. Well, not an awful while, but a fair time since I played this. I was sort of roughly knew what attacks he was going to do, but he can be incredibly difficult if you're not prepared for what's coming. And clearly, I was not fully prepared for that first go for what he was doing. Second time around was much better. I got a better feel for his attacks, what he was going to do, how to sort of dodge them, and such like that. So much happy with that second attempt, obviously. But he's an interesting boss. Woodman is definitely his hardest version there with the leaf shield. I can never quite tell with the swirling where those leaves are going to kind of go. Thunderbeam in elect form, dodging with thunderbeams is usually straightforward. You can slide under it. I don't think he ever goes so low that you can't slide under it. His frosting version, it's pretty straightforward to jump over the sort of the frost wave along the floor. Sometimes, as we saw, I think maybe saw in the first fight, he actually shoots it so it doesn't even go in your direction, so it aims away from you. So in that case, you don't have to dodge anything. But his the moves he does, the sort of three green skull projectiles that slowly bounce around the room, is by far the easiest one of those ones to avoid. The other one, the one where he shoots out the sort of extra life kind of clones, are probably reasonably straightforward as well, provided you don't sort of get hit immediately, because you just shoot them and they kind of go away. I would say his one with the death containers is probably the hardest one there, not only because you obviously can't run into them, but when you actually shoot them and get rid of them, then they split apart into like 8 pellet shots, and you have to, particularly if you like do a charge shot and kill 3 of them at the same time, you're going to have 3 sets of pellet shots with 8 of them coming at you all at once, and that's going to be pretty hectic and pretty hard to avoid. So yeah. But yeah, once you get the hang of him, he's not too bad. But yeah, when you don't know what you're doing or you're a little bit unfamiliar with how he's going to go, that can be a difficult fight, no question. But anyway, we're done with tier 5, and we are at full completion. Yay! Where do I want to go? Let's go tier 3, and then I want to go to Nightman's Pub, Chateau Chavalesque. You weren't here before, were you, Solar Man? Don't think so. Man, this festival is getting more crowded. It's packing heat. Get it? Yeah, we get it. Was it tier 3? It was tier 3, wasn't it? With Jewel Man. Oh, that also, it gives me a chance to show off something that I completely didn't do last time round as well. So let's get out Jewel Satellite. Jewel Man, you just kind of stole my weapon there. This is a nice shield you have in there. I hope you do not mind if I borrow it for a moment. Actually, I do. Anyway, let's play Keepy Uppy with the Jewel again. I'm not going to spend too long on it. I'm only going to spend enough time where I actually get up to 1,000 bolts to get my achievement, and then once that's done, we'll be gone. And yeah, I obviously, of course, actually got the achievement for keeping this up long enough before, but it was at a time when I didn't know the challenges were going to register. I'm obviously still up there. Yeah, I've got the challenge. Now I have. Yeah, there's my 1,000 bolts. Challenge complete. I think that was a Scrooge McDuck. So yeah, that was accumulate 1,000 bolts. So yeah, fairly painless to get that. And of course, if you're after bolts, just generally, just for the shop or anything, or indeed that achievement, Jewel Man's little mini game there is an excellent place to farm away for bolts. So yeah, I would advise on that. And I completely forgot that I have a fast pass, which I should be using. So let's go to the shop. I wanted to go to Nightman's Pub, didn't I? Blast it! Oh, he said something about the... Oh, I missed something there. Let me scroll that back and see if he'll say that again. He said something about bolts in the thousands. Welcome back, Mega Man. Oh boy, you really get around. Your bolts are in the thousands. Okay, fine. And well, we'll get the last item then. The Charge Buster upgrade makes charge shots larger and more powerful. Lovely. Probably kind of nerfs the game quite substantially, but I'm not going to complain in the slightest. And apparently we get a new costume available. I don't know if that's just for buying that item or ultimately buying all the now having bought all the items in the shop. But oh well. And well, let's check out our new charge shot then. You can judge for yourself whether it looks bigger. It does look bigger. And yeah, also going to be more powerful. I don't believe this is still one of those things that I can actually disable or anything. So yeah, no, fine. It's still an item that I will now have permanently. So yeah, it might make the game a little bit easier, but again, I'm cool with that. I think tier 3, no, tier 2 is right near it's night near Chateau Chavalesque, and indeed it is. So yeah, I should have enough noble nickels now. 58. Oh, I saw some new. Definitely saw Magic Man. I didn't see him here before, so we'll go talk to him. I've definitely got enough bolts now to get at least one more upgrade. Anyway, Magic Man. Despite my thieving, I can never manage to beat Pharaoh Man at card games. Okay then. You were there before, weren't you? Glue Man was not there before. I will talk to you from Mega Man Unlimited. I feel like all you were here. Nitro Man? Yeah, you were here. Yeah, you were here about, yeah. Almost, yeah. Certain I've talked to you. And Doorman. No, Plug Man is, Glue Man, sorry, is new. Nightman is such a cool guy. His personality really sticks to you when you get to know him. Oh, the puns. Ah, I can feel you have at least 50 nickels. My next reward is a bit unusual. I'll contact the costume shop about possibly stocking in something new. Is that really all that was? Hello there, I see you don't quite have the number I'm looking for. Next, come back when you have, say, 80 nickels. Okay, well, I'm a long way off that. I'm not even sure there were going to be 22 in the next tier. So, might not even be able to get come back to Nightman after completing Tier 6. And base all of a sudden. It's pronounced base. Oh, there is Tier 6, by the way. That's nice. I feel like we might get into plot, actually, for going there, so I'm not going to go in there. I would like to know how many Noble Nickels are in Tier 6, but no, I'm not that desperate. What did I want to do? I wanted to go to the costume shop, which was near Tier 5, I think. Yep. Just to at least see what's available now. I'm probably not going to... I probably could start buying things now. I've probably got enough bolts to really buy too much now anyway, but I've bought all the items in the shop, so I think in theory now I could actually start buying costumes. But, yeah, let's just cycle through these. So, Proto Man base, roll, Mega Man hair, so no helmet, Mega Man question mark, Rockman. Oh, I could buy some of them. They're like really, really cheap. Rockman, CX, Rocco-chan, Creon, Beck, Metal, yep, the shrinked one, me IRL. Okay, I'm not quite sure what one I got there, and for what. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what the one was there for what the costume I got was, but oh well. Yeah, I'll hold off on doing too much costumes for the moment. I played as Proto Man in the first Mag Mammal contest for one video, because that was pretty much the only other costume I could really wear. I'm probably not going to muck around too much with... That's not the tier I wanted to go to. I'm probably not going to muck around too much with the costumes here, or wearing too many, because I feel like they're a bit too distracting, if you will, and I just like to sort of, focus more on the gameplay. But, oh well. There are some new people around here. Quake Woman. I'm on the lookout in case the Emerald Spears show up and cause trouble. I don't know whether Chillman was here before. Everyone is so rude at this festival. Every time I show up, people say how annoying I am. I wouldn't say how annoying you are. I'd stay away from Tier 6 if I were you. It's apparently a testing ground for some technology, but the guy running it is a wacko. Okay. I wouldn't say you're annoying, Chill Man. I really like you. I liked your stage. I liked the music in your stage. Your stage was awesome. Chill Man, one of my favourite stages from Mega Man from Mega Man 10. Love Chill Man stage. Go on then. I guess we'll go into Tier 6 and get maybe the plot out of the way first, or maybe we can at least just see. 17. Okay, so 9 stages, 17 Noble Nickels. So no, I wouldn't get the. In fact, no, we'll leave that there then. There's no plot here, so we'll go into Tier 6 and do that properly. But yeah, I have at least seen there are 17 Noble Nickels in Tier 6. So even if I got them all, I still wouldn't be able to go back to Nightman's Pub and get anything extra. So yeah, I think that's probably it for Nightman for a little while then, until I've probably cleared out Tier 7. But oh well, fine. Got pretty much all the shop upgrades now. So as you can see at the bottom of the screen now, there below the Noble Nickels, got pretty much all the super duper items I could want. And yeah, feeling good. Got through all the first 5 tiers, collecting all the Noble Nickels and the energy elements as well. So I don't think I'm missing anything. If there are sort of secrets I've been missing, apologies. If there are sort of Easter eggs that aren't sort of necessary for the game, again, I apologise. If there's stuff that is required to 100% to complete the game, then I obviously will at some point in time go back and do them. For instance, the City War arcade game, which I did, I think, 2 parts ago. That is a requirement for 100% completion. I think there's also an achievement for doing it as well, or that and something else. So yeah, that's obvious I need to do it. But yeah, I think I've done everything important that I could feasibly do now, having only just visited tiers 1 to 5. So yeah. No, feeling good. This is going really well, and the levels are certainly I'm sort of definitely noticing an increase in the quality as well. Tier 5 was actually really nice. I don't really feel like there was any stage in Tier 5 that was frustrating really at all. They may not be the absolute highest quality, and some of them sort of might just be kind of functional, decent levels without doing anything too amazing. But no, the levels in Tier 5 were all perfectly playable and pretty enjoyable. So yeah, on that basis, looking forward to Tier 6 and onwards. But yeah, I'll say that for next time. But until then, cheerio.